Hey, welcome to God in the Greenhouse. I'm Nicola, and I'm so happy you made it today. I am super excited for today. I just got done doing a walkthrough in my garden, and I seen that two of my most favorite herbs are starting to grow big enough for me to harvest a little from. So I thought I'm going to take those herbs and I want to show you how to create my most favorite chilled lotion I use throughout the whole summer. Now this is a coconut oil infused lotion. One of the reasons why I keep it in the refrigerator, it helps to keep the coconut oil solid. And the herbs I use are very healing. They're great to use on sunburns, also on bug bites. I use it on dry cracked lips that I get throughout the summer if I'm out in the garden too long, get a little too focused and forget to hydrate. It helps for so many things. Now the first herb I want to show you is called Self Heal, Heal All. It also goes by a couple other names like woundwort or even carpenter's herb. I know it by the Self Heal or Heal All. Just the name alone got me totally intrigued and wanting to learn more about this plant. Self Heal is a low-growing perennial herb that can be identified by its square stems, paired oval leaves, and dense oblong clusters of purple, blue, or white flowers. It typically grows in grasslands, fields, pastures, and woodland edges, often found in lawns, disturbed areas, and along roadsides. Self Heal is a part of the mint family, and the whole plant is edible. There are 5 main reasons why I'll use Self Heal in this lotion. Number 1, it has anti-inflammatory properties. Number 2, it's antioxidant powers. 3, it's a super wound healer. 4, for its moisture retention. And 5, for its antimicrobial properties. With all those benefits for your skin, you can't go wrong putting Self Heal in this lotion. Now, on to the second herb. Our second star today is Comfrey. Now, Comfrey is amazing for your skin because it has allantoin and rosmarinic acids, which help to soothe, regenerate, and protect your skin. Comfrey is a perennial herb with large, hairy, and broad leaves and clusters of drooping, bell-shaped flowers, typically pinkish purple. It thrives in moist, rich soil often found near watercourses, roadsides, and disturbed areas. Common comfrey is known to be a garden escapee, spreading from its roots, and can be found in sunnier, disturbed soils like vacant lots or roadsides. Here are 9 reasons why I use comfrey in this lotion. 1, it reduces the look of scars and also promotes fast healing. 2, it soothes and calms inflammation. 3, it hydrates and it strengthens the skin barrier. 4, for its anti-aging benefits. 5, it actually reduces oil and refines pores. 6, it actually helps reduce the redness of acne. 7, for its soothing of dried and irritated skin. 8, it actually enhances skin's resilience. And 9, especially because of those pesky bug bites, it supports wound healing. Now we know all the benefits of comfrey. You put them together with that Self Heal and then also the benefits of the coconut oil, and you have a powerhouse, super crazy, awesome lotion to use throughout the whole summer. What a beautiful day God has granted us with to do this harvesting on. I cannot be more thankful, honestly. Now, before we do get into that kitchen to start making this most awesome lotion, I would like to invite you to leave a comment below and let us all know if there's any special herbs you like to grow, why you like to grow them, and do you use them to make and put into lotions or soaps, things like that. I would love to hear from you. Now, enough with the chit chat, and let's get back to the subject at hand and get into that kitchen and make this awesome lotion. Welcome to my kitchen. So we're going to get started and make sure we have all the right materials to go ahead and make this lotion. I'm going to be using the double broiler method. That means I will be using 2 different size pots. I will be filling a bigger pot with water halfway and then placing a smaller pot on top of that doesn't fall all the way through, leaving that empty. And we're going to be infusing the oil and the herbs this way, so that way we make sure we're not burning anything. Now, next I make sure I have a nice spatula, spoon, whatever, because we are going to have to stir this often. So you want to make sure you have that handy. We will also need a strainer. I'm using this mesh strainer I got from the dollar store. Easy peasy to use. You can also use cheesecloth, whatever you want, as long as you get it strained before you put it into your handy dandy jar. Now I made sure this jar can hold a cup worth of oil, and it also has a nice tight closing lid, because when coconut oil does reach room temperature 70 degrees or above, it does liquefy. So you want to make sure you store it with the lid on if you're not going to have it in your refrigerator. Now the ingredients. For this, I use a virgin organic coconut oil I get right off of Amazon. I will leave links to anything that I use here in the description. I am affiliate, so know that I do get a little commission if you do buy from there. But yeah, if you're looking for this kind of coconut oil, I'll leave that link in the description there. I do use a cup of coconut oil. And then for a cup of coconut oil, I will use 3/4, almost a cup worth of herbs. And these herbs I will chop up before we place them in the pan with the oil. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this fire started so this water starts boiling and we can start getting this oil nice and hot. And because we're doing it this way, it won't get overly heated. As I prepare these herbs to get ready to put into the oil, I just wanted to take a moment to say how incredibly thankful I am. First and foremost, I'm so grateful to God for every single blessing in my life, including this opportunity to share my passion with you all. And speaking of sharing, to my amazing subscribers, thank you, thank you, thank you. Your support means the world to me, and it truly inspires what I do here. Every like, every comment, every share, it keeps this community growing. And for those of you who are new here or just watching for the first time, welcome. I'm so excited for you to join our journey. If you love natural remedies, delicious recipes, and a bit of gratitude, hit that subscribe button. All right, now that you have all of your herbs chopped up and put into the oil, the fire on, things are starting to heat up. We're going to go ahead and make sure everything's coated. And we're going to go ahead and let that heat up and simmer for about 1 to 2 hours. Now, because I use this oil so fast and I go through it before it expires, I can make it using fresh herbs. Now, if you don't think you're going to use this lotion within about 8 months or a year or so, dry your herbs before making this lotion. That way, your lotion has a longer shelf life. All right, it's been 2 hours. I'm going to go ahead and kill the fire. Stir this up a little bit more. And now we got to let it cool for a little while. It usually only takes about a half an hour or so. I am going to remove it from the top here and just set it to the side so that way it cools a little faster. The coconut oil has turned a nice light green. Now we'll let that cool for just a little bit and then we'll get it poured into the jar. Now that this has cooled down a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and pour it through my strainer into a measuring cup, because the mouth on my jar is a little smaller than the strainer itself. So I want to make sure I don't spill any of the oil or anything. So we're just going to do it in 2 steps instead of just the one there. So you just go ahead and be very careful. Pour that all into your strainer. You're going to want to make sure to take your spatula, get everything there. You want every drop because it's really that wonderful to use. Now you're going to want to take your spatula and just lightly push down on the herbs to make sure you get every little last bit of oil out of there. Squeezing out all that little bit of extra nutrients that didn't get infused. All right, now after you have that strained, as you can see, we have a beautiful green color from that infusion happening. We're going to go ahead and just carefully pour it right into our jar. Now this will stay liquid as long as it's at room temperature or above. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the refrigerator without the lid on first. I don't want any condensation forming at the top and making it go rancid faster. So we're going to go ahead and leave it uncovered. You can leave it out on the counter. You can also put it in the refrigerator, and make sure you do also label your jar so that way you remember what your ingredients were and what day you made it on. So there you have it. Your very own incredibly nourishing Self Heal and Comfrey infused coconut oil, made with love and intention. This will be such a blessing for your skin this summer. I thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe share it with a friend that might benefit from making this lotion as well. I hope you have a great day. God bless you, and we'll see you in the next video.